Good morning. Today is Wednesday, November 11th, 2020. Shortly after we moved to Canada, a little over 19 years ago, I was invited to speak at Hampstead's Remembrance Day ceremony. Today is Remembrance Day. And I am honored that I have been invited to speak every year since then. This year, of course, due to COVID, the public ceremony is not taking place. But I certainly look forward to participating in the Hampstead ceremony next year and in the future. And I remain very impressed with Hampstead's event. We remember brave men and women who gave their lives in Canada's military, and we also pay tribute and express gratitude to veterans and to active duty soldiers. The audience at this particular event is mostly school children who also participate in the presentations. So it is a wonderful opportunity to share with our children a vital lesson in civic responsibility and pride. And on display every year at this event are the main values that Canada holds dear. One of the points that I try to make in various ways each year when I speak is that in modern times, Canada has never fought a war defending itself. Rather, our military sees action and distinguishes itself by defending our allies and by defending principles of freedom, human rights, and liberty. One veteran said, "When I see the flag, I see something I am prepared to die for." And every year I challenge young people to think about what principles they hold dear. What would they be willing to risk their lives for? What would they be willing, if necessary, to give their lives for? Another point that I try to make is to emphasize the obligation we have to show respect to our veterans, to learn from their stories, and to make sure that we always treat them with the dignity and appreciation these heroes have earned. And I mean that both on an individual level and also in a collective manner and on a governmental level. Finally, I address the men and women who are serving today to thank them for their service. This year, our gratitude is even more personal and immediate as we remember the bravery of our soldiers in treating and protecting seniors from COVID this past spring, including some of our own parents and grandparents at Maimonides and other senior residences. Lucy Tremblay is the head of nursing for the CIU SSS Central West. And she said in an article a couple of months ago about these soldiers, they saved lives. There's no question that these soldiers saved lives. We were desperate. Our people were sick. The patients were sick. We needed reinforcements. I don't want to begin to imagine what would have happened without the Canadian forces. For 5 weeks, I'm sure you remember, soldiers disinfected surfaces, fed patients, changed diapers, and folded laundry alongside staff. Claudette Surpris is a nurse, and she said, "We became attached to them. Some of the patients hadn't seen their families in months, and the soldiers became like their grandsons and granddaughters." These are soldiers, yes, but with a great deal of tenderness. They faced fears because we are all afraid of contracting the virus. But they braved those fears to come to the aid of these patients. These patients were beaten down by fever, sore lungs, the physical and mental toll of COVID. But by the time the soldiers left, life came back to the residents. And finally, she said, "This has been unlike anything we've ever seen, but these soldiers have given me hope. They show the goodness that lives inside us as human beings." And this is just one example of the tremendous quality of the Canadian forces that happens to touch us more immediately. But every day they are involved in situations, both domestic and foreign, where they do their duty with tenderness and with caring. Every Shabbos morning at Adath, during normal times, and at many other synagogues across Canada, we say this prayer. And if you are praying at home, I urge you to continue to say it as well. Heavenly Father, bless and protect the men and women of the Canadian Armed Forces who risk their lives for the sake of peace. Guide them in peace, lead them toward peace, and return them speedily to their families, alive and unharmed. Grant us true peace in fulfillment of the prophecy. Nation will not bear arms against nation and will no longer practice war. I urge you to express your gratitude and appreciation today and every day. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon in person.